Because I gotta tell y'all something when we get off the podcast about my dad. So it's yeah.
What is this music? Oh my god. I hate it. I feel like I'm in a game show. Oh my god, that just gave me so much anxiety.
Oh god. Well, welcome back to the show. According to Riverside, we in 1973 and we about to head to studio. Wow. We're gonna
See, they had good cocaine back then because nobody was ODing unless you was really doing a lot. Like, you had to really push it.
Not the...
Just go up my nose. Ow.
She's so fucking stupid. Like,
it's true.
I can't. I can't.
Like in Studio 54.
We're gonna talk about a few things today before they start going on a rampage and we never get this done. Listen, we're going to cover everything. So we had a few PLEs. We're going to do rapid fire, tell you guys who won. And then we're going to talk about the Knox Pro situation with Raja Jackson and Psycho Stu. We're going to talk about Becky Lynch and Kelly Osbourne. And then we're going to round that out with Clash in Paris predictions since that is Sunday. And Clash in Paris starts when? I think it starts at like 6. Is it 3? It starts at 3?
3 or 2 because the pre-show is at 12.
Oh, shit. Clash in Paris starts at 3, and then on Monday, they have Monday Night Raw at 2. Okay? Monday Night Raw is going to be at 2 on Monday. So, it's a lot going on, but we're about to get into it. Forbidden Door. We're starting with AEW's Forbidden Door. It was on the 24th of August, okay? There were a few matches on the card. It led to some wins and, of course, some losses, but we're about to get into it, okay? The big match, the main event, was the Lights Out Steel Cage match. This had Team Allen with Ospreay, Tanahashi, Omega, and Ibushi. They beat the Death Riders, the Young Bucks, and Gabe Kidd. There was some fun moments in this match. They had a match where the Young Bucks thought they were going to be pouring out thumbtacks, but they actually ended up pouring out gummy bears instead. And this led to them
That was so good. I literally popped for that.
I thought that was cute. I thought it was
that
hilarious.
Was so clever.
So they poured the gummy bears in one of the Young Bucks' mouth. I believe it was Matt. I'm not sure because they both look the same to me.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry. They do. One of them had the gummy bears in their mouth and they got super kicked and they just spewed gummy bears everywhere. And then they got DDT'd and this man literally stood on his head, no hands, for at least a few seconds and then fell down. I ain't never seen no shit like that before in my life. Craziest thing I've seen all day. It was nuts.
By watching that match I love how, I never thought I would say this about the Young Bucks, but I love how now they're being humbled and they always get their name, like the announcers get their names wrong and they always have no photo, like everything goes wrong in their entrance.
Yeah.
They came out to Mbop by Hanson.
That's funny.
How'd they pay for that?
I don't know. Found out this little fun thing. Apparently, this was one of the first themes that the Bucks used when they got into pro wrestling. I don't know the full lore behind it. Like,
you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I'm gonna look into it because I'm like, how the fuck do you? I mean, the Young Bucks are cheesy, so it kind of fits.
But like Hanson for your first, okay.
Funny because they cut to like the ring, or at least this clip that I saw, and Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay are just like dancing like two drunk uncles at a wedding. It was fucking hilarious. Yeah.
Speaking of Will Ospreay, they all celebrated at the end of the match when it was over, but in true hater fashion, Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli decided to take it upon themselves to destroy Will Ospreay. Now, he was carted out on a stretcher, and just out of kayfabe, Will Ospreay had to have neck surgery, so he had to be written off TV. So this was their send-off for Will Ospreay, and he is going to be gone for quite some time. Now, to get out of Forbidden Door just for a little bit, he did say that he's been receiving an outpour of love and respect from everybody, and he's even been getting some phone calls and well wishes from WWE superstars as well, which he thought was really, really cool because he doesn't even know them, and he felt like for them to not know him personally and to reach out to him, that really meant a lot to him. So hopefully you'll get well soon and you'll be back in AEW terrorizing the streets like you've been doing.
Well, neck surgery is scary, like no matter what happens. I mean, you could be like a normal person, a wrestler, any kind of athlete or an actor, and you can, go down with a neck injury and you got to have surgery. I mean, look at what's going on with Kevin Owens right now. So I think I mean, I think going into this, knowing that so many people are wishing him the best and saying a little, hell, I'm even wishing him the best of luck, that everything goes smooth and he's able to be back.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wishes any type of harm on anybody. I don't care how much you dislike a wrestler or whatever. Nobody wishes bodily harm on people. And I think people are just genuinely concerned because neck surgery can be career-ending.
That's scary.
Yeah. Side note, Kevin Owens is up walking around and he does look like he's healing nicely.
Period.
He was at the NASCAR event. He was there. He presented one of the guys with a mask. They're so stupid. He presented one of the guys with a mask from Rey Mysterio. So he is up, he is moving, and he seems to be okay. Hopefully he'll be healing, and give him a year and I think he might pop back up. Hopefully he'll be ready to go. If not, I just want him to be healthy and happy. Okay?
Exactly. That's all we really
No, go ahead, Leslie.
Yeah, just well wishes to Will. And I think, and a lot of the point, I guess, certain superstars that reached out to him, they were asking him, obviously, like, was he did he have like a surgeon lined up? If so, like, they were giving him like contact information, which I think is good. And I love that, especially like the camaraderie about wrestlers, especially when it comes to that, because there is a surprise. And once I really thought about it, I said, there's a lot of those people who has had neck surgeries over there. So you have people like Cena, Nikki, Kevin, probably, I'm assuming probably Kevin, since he's the most recent one.
Yeah.
There's somebody else over there who had neck surgery that's like somewhat current-ish. Why am I blanking? Is it Ciampa? Is another
Ciampa.
one.
It probably was Ciampa.
Oh, who is it? He said there was a few, so I'm assuming it was probably. I'm assuming honestly, probably one was probably Nikki. Because they sounded similar to what she had done.
Yeah.
So assuming probably Nikki.
Nicole's right. They were asking him, do you have a surgeon lined up? If you do, I have one that you can use. That's really good. They asked him about what hospital he was going to go to. They asked him about his rehab. So he said he was getting a lot of help from a few of the WWE guys, and some of them were just reaching out to tell them that, they wish him well and they hope he gets back and they can't wait to see him back in the ring. And he said it was a lot of WWE superstars reaching out to him. So
said this before, and like wrestling seems like so big because you have all these major companies and then you have all these minor companies and then you have the people over in Japan and the guys and gals over in all the European promotions. You think it's so big, but in reality, when you think about it, it's actually so small. And everybody knows everybody who knows somebody whose third cousin is related to this person somewhere down the line. So I think it's real cool that, seeing them, like them helping him out. And it made me really think about like the whole CM Punk thing when he went on Ariel's show, and that he said that, AEW, WWE always had the guy that you would go to in Alabama and you do your surgery there. And then when he said he had to find his own, I think that's kind of like also a thing that's kind of changing too, is that, hey, we all have to look out for each other because at the end of the day,
because he ended up going to that WWE doctor.
Yeah, he did.
Like either the doctor reached out to him or he still had his number and he was like, yeah, come here, I'll do it for you. Going into surgery is scary enough. So seeing like the actual wrestling community come together for good to make sure like somebody has everything on lockdown and that they have to fall back on, that just makes me happy. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
And this is also why, which is, I will never forgive that man for that. They should have a union, because I don't like how, he should not have to find his own surgeon and all that. I am so angry about that.
Yeah.
I do not like that.
That's problematic.
I do not like that when they have to, like, WWE again, but I'm putting WWE because it is their fault too.
Yeah.
Even though they have the ones that they normally use, but, a lot of times, they got to set it up and blah, blah. I don't like that. These wrestlers, especially if they're working for your company and they're doing X, Y, and Z, there should be this can only, honestly, you don't need a big ass department for this. You only need one or two people in this department. I'm being dead ass.
No, for real.
You only need one or two people in this department and their job, because there is enough people who are out on injury rehab, blah, 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 that they can have a tracker. And once they get, they confirm, like, okay, so there should be someone who is in charge of the rehab portion and someone in charge of the doctors and getting you set up with surgery. So you have someone who's guides you to the before and someone guides you once you're done with surgery, after your recovery, and then you get back into the ring. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna give you 3 people. So that's three jobs, all in one department. One person, like I said, they have a whole Rolodex. Okay, this is this doctor's. They're in these areas. Which area do you want to go? Okay, set you up, book you hotel or whatever.
Yep.
Your flight, whoever is going with you, book their shit too. Okay, got the book the surgery, book the hotel for you prior, afterwards, be able to fly you home, however the hell you need to get home, and then they check on you, and then they set up your appointments. And then once you get to, and then set your post check, and then once you get to your and I will be done with this rant in a second. And this is just someone has always been in corporate environments, and I'm in a very, very corporate structured environment right now currently. And then they have someone who, okay, once you're able to get into rehab, they find you, okay, these are the list of rehab centers. Where do you want to go? What's more convenient for you? Okay, get you set up with that PT. Once you're fully flushed out your PT and they take over scheduling and keeping track of your appointments, okay, you're basically almost ready to get back into the ring. And then you have that person that transitions you. Okay, you got to start showing up to whatever. Yep. And honestly, I don't even think it needs to be talent relations person. I think it should be like someone separate. They're like, okay, you're almost ready to get back into the ring. We're going to take you to what blah, blah, blah school do you want to go to start taking bumps again and start iron all those kinks out. Because they're going to be rusty. Yes. And then after that, that's when talent relations step in. And once they be like, they are cleared, they are ready to go, you are moved over to talent relations. You got to figure out where you're going to put them.
Yep.
To add on to that, if they do that, they need to have 2 women in charge of this. And I can say this just because I have a healthcare background. They need to have a 5'5" little Latina woman who's sick of everybody's shit. And
honestly, that whole department low key should just be women. I'm not even being, and I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, just to piggyback off of you, Lex, I agree. I think the whole department, that quote unquote department, should be all women.
This is free shit that I feel like they don't deserve, honestly.
No. And then if I see this pop up, I'm suing somebody. Actually, I won't sue them because I'll be happy that they have this funnel, but I'm being dead ass. Like, I don't like that. I don't like how and that's scary. This could completely, like, praying for him that he does that. This doesn't derail his career, but he has a fiance, he has a fucking child.
Yeah.
So he probably has to worry about, the kid being scared.
Yeah.
His partner being scared. And then on top of having a book, I don't like that. He should not have to worry about doing all of that.
If y'all
what were you saying, Alexis?
And I don't even like that man.
Oh,
I know.
shit.
I don't like him, but we're trying to help him out.
But I'm a human being at the same time.
That's facts. No, what were you saying, Alexis?
To have a 5'5" like Latina girl who's been in nursing for like old, like, about maybe like mid 40s, right? You need to have a 5'5" Latina woman. And then the second one needs to be like a 60-year-old white lady who's been in nursing and just retired. And you just need like people who will not take no for an answer, or they will get their shit done. And from what I've seen, it's always the little short Latina nurses and the older nurses who get shit done. So you need to have somebody like that running this shit.
All right.
And just saying.
Go ahead. No, you can finish up. Go ahead.
It's really wild that, because people are like, well, they have insurance. Y'all gotta understand, this isn't like basic health insurance like we get through jobs or whatever. Most health insurance places will not cover wrestlers. And in fact, wrestling is the only major like physical sport, because it is a sport. You have to be in shape and able to do this shit. It is the only physical sport where there is not a union for the people competing in it. NFL has one.
Hulk Hogan for that shit.
MLB has one, and NBA has one, but wrestling doesn't.
Well, I'm glad that the wrestlers are sticking together and not just leaving people to the wayside because of tribalism. They were like, no, this man is going to need some help. So let me reach out, see if he needs anything. If he does, if I can be of assistance, then he has what he needs. And that in itself is a great sign that things are going to be changing in the very near future. With that being said,
need any food? Like, I can go to the grocery shopping for you and your girl. Do you need me to like babysit your kid because I'm going to be in this town? Blah, blah, blah. Like small stuff like that.
Yeah. To get back to Forbidden Door, Hangman Adam Page went up against MJF. He did retain his championship, and Briscoe made a dramatic return in this match at some point. I didn't get to see all of Forbidden Door. I just wrote down the results, okay? Toni Storm went up against Athena. Athena is the longest reigning champion of all time. She's been champion for well over 2 years, working on 3. And she lost to Toni Storm. There was some interference from Billy Starks, and of course there was some recovery with Mina Shirakawa. I think that's how you say her name. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. But she came in to thwart Billy Starks, and that led to Toni Storm being able to retain her championship. The AEW World Tag Team titles were given to Bandito and Brody King. They dethroned the Hurt Syndicate and FTR in this triple threat match that they had. Copeland and Christian had their reunion match. They went up against Killswitch and Kip Sabian. What is going on with Kip Sabian? Is he getting anything?
So Beth,
is he what?
Phoenix actually tweeted something really cute during that match, because one of Edge's daughters, I think it was Ruby, or no, it was Lyric. He has such cool names for his daughters. She gets like she tweeted like her daughter got up and started screaming, "Ruby, Dad and Uncle Jim!"
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yes.
It was the match. Copeland and Christian went up against Killswitch and Kip Sabian. The song the crowd sang was Metalingus when they came out there. So that was pretty cool. I was like, damn, is Kip Sabian getting any type of play in AEW? It seemed like every time I hear his name in any match, he's booked to lose. He ain't won a match that I've known of. But
yeah, I'm gonna talk to somebody and create about why they are basically letting one of the best talented wrestlers they have on that roster do absolutely jack shit.
Well, I'm of the school of thought that everybody can't be at the game. Now, if you're going to keep people like MJF at the top of the mountain and Darby Allin, then there's not going to be a lot of room for the Kip Sabians of the world. And I hate to say that, but it's no different than what we're seeing in WWE, which we'll get to in a second. It's just they're going to book what sells tickets, and they haven't built Kip Sabian back up enough to get him to that point, which I'm sure if given the opportunity, he would. But they are where they are. And if we know anything about Tony Khan, he's quite stubborn in what he wants to do. So we're just going to leave it at that. The other matches on the card was Kyle Fletcher retained his TNT championship. Wardlow came back and joined the Don Callis family. Mercedes Moné kept her TBS title in a fatal 4-way championship match. She now has 9 titles. She gained another title from another promotion sometime over that weekend. Sure. Zack Sabre Jr. went up against Nigel McGuinness and retained his IWGP World title. And the Ops, which that is one of the coolest fucking names, the Ops successfully defended their trios titles, to which Ricochet, Khan, and his partner have made it very clear that they want a shot at those trios titles. So that may be coming later on down the line. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Forbidden Door. And we're going to get into NXT Heatwave. Lola Vice is your number 1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship. She beat Kaylani and Jada Parker.
She's improved so much.
Yeah, she has. I'll give her that. Dark State is your tag team
God.
champions. Unfortunately,
The least charismatic. They picked the least charismatic ones to hold the belts. It's crazy to me.
I'm not surprised that they got them. Honestly, I knew they were going to get them at some point.
But at least choose the better ones.
They gave it to Dion, and I believe it was Osiris that wrestled in that match. It wasn't Cutler or Shugs. But if I am booking, they would wrestle under the Freebird rule, which is what it looks like they're going to do. So it is what it is. For now, Dark State is your new tag team champions, and we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how that plays out. Ash by Elegance is your new TNA Knockouts champion. I'm so glad that she got that damn title off of JC. I'm so happy that TNA finally got one, because they have been getting their asses handed to them for months. Okay? I was tired. I was like, please, just, I don't care if she gets it. Just give it to her. And I'm happy for her because she never got a title in WWE ever. And now she technically has 2, because Ash by Elegance and the Elegance brand also operate under the Freebird rule. And she is your current Knockouts champion. So she technically is a double champion.
Nicole said this last week, and other people were saying it too. They were kind of hoping somebody from TNA was going to win, because they were getting flashbacks to the TNA AEW.
I was scared. I was like, ooh, I said, get this belt off her. They need to get that belt off of Trick, too. I think he's had that way too long.
He's dropping it to Mike Santana.
He should have dropped it to Mike Santana at Slammiversary.
I agree.
Because he's held that belt for way too long. I'm very, very happy for Ash. I also like the irony of it as well, that she finally got to win her singles title as she tried so hard and so long in WWE, and she was still able to do that in a WWE ring.
Yeah, I know that.
So I do love that she was able, hopefully. Again, I don't know this lady. I don't know how she feels or anything about her, but to me, I feel like I would just feel like I finally got a monkey off of my shoulder.
I agree.
Which I'm very happy. If that's how she feels, I'm very and even regardless she doesn't feel that way, I'm very happy for her.
Agreed. Right. Nicole, did you get a call? Did your recording stop? Hold tight, y'all.
Yeah, I did get a call. I think it's still on. Yeah, I didn't get a notification. Usually Riverside dings me if it stops recording.
I just wanted to make sure it didn't stop on us. All right. So, Ash by Elegance is the new champion. JC Jane is a loser. Once again, love that. Anyways, we're going to the next match. Blake Monroe went up against Jordan Grace. I really like this match. They went balls to the wall in this match, okay? The girls were fighting. They were fighting, all right? And to be honest with you, I don't think people really thought that Blake could hold her own against Jordan the way that she did, but they weren't watching what I watched. with her going up against Tony and her wrestling overseas. They didn't see that. So that lady was going off, okay? And Jordan Grace, they was keeping up. It was a lot of back and forth, but unfortunately for Jordan, she was a little too overzealous and didn't remember that good old Blake had removed that bottom turnbuckle cover. And Blake stomped her head into that damn turnbuckle, and that was murder, she wrote. Blake won.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's happy Blake won because I really do think Jordan's on her way up to the main roster, which, you know, we knew that was going to happen. And just saying, Tiffany Stratton, TikTok, baby. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's crazy. I believe there will be a draft that will happen before she loses that championship. But we'll see. Moving on to the last match. Obafemi faced off against Javon Evans. This match, I loved the superior, the full dedication in this match. I loved it. But what pissed me off was the finish. At the end of this match, Javon Evans, inadvertently, Javon and Oba knocked out the referee. The referee falls out of the ring. Javon and Oba continue the match. They don't stop. Javon Evans is able to hit Oba with 2 moves to knock him out. Oba gets close to the bottom of the ring. His foot does go under the ropes. Let me reiterate. His foot does go under the ropes. But there was a second referee that came out and counted 1, 2, 3. He did not see his foot under the ropes. Okay? The match should have been over. Javon Evans should be your new NXT champion. But they had the other ref get up and tell him no, his foot was under the ropes. So he made the match continue because that referee that started the match is the senior referee. He has seniority over the other ref. So the match continued, and Obafemi threw Javon Evans onto the announcer's table from inside the fucking ring, brought him back inside, powerbombed him, and won the match.
That dude flew. I ain't ever seen a grown man like that before.
Then Ricky Saints came out there and basically told Oba, that was your appetizer. I'm the main course. I got next. Now, to be fair to Javon, Ricky Saints told Javon straight up, when you get done with Oba and you're champ, just know I'm going to be on the other side of the curtain waiting for you. On the flip side, Josh Briggs told Obafemi that his time as champion is coming to an end. That heavy weight of holding this title is getting to him. 9 title matches. It's starting to get a little heavy. When you get done with Javon Evans, I'll be waiting for you. So, I wanted to see NXT today because I wanted to see what Javon was going to do.
I'm pissed.
If Javon Evans is like anything like what I think they should do, Javon Evans should be tearing up NXT right now. I would be fucking up NXT. That referee would get his ass whooped.
Yeah, that ref was crazy. There is a number 1 contenders match, and this isn't really spoiling anything because it hasn't happened yet, but there is, but it was like a segment earlier, I guess. And there's gonna be a number 1 contenders match, with, who's that man? Josh and Ricky.
Right. I'm like, why do y'all keep putting Javon in these title matches?
Yeah, and I get it, but at the same time, it's like, bro, I said, either whoever, there's quite a few people that need to get called up.
Yes.
And I'm at this, I do want him to get the title because I want him to be the youngest, person, the youngest NXT champion.
Yeah.
So I do want him to get that. I don't think Ricky needs to hold it that long. Ricky maybe hold it for 2 months, 3 months, not that long, because his brother Cody needs some help. And I said after Mania that they should have pulled up Ricky and had him be with Cody, but they ain't do that yet. But they need to do that soon, especially SmackDown. SmackDown's real bad.
Yeah.
That show's rough.
Oh, we forgot a match. Chelsea Green and Ethan Page versus.
Honestly, you could have left that match forgotten.
No, dead ass. But
it was not good.
I'll talk. It basically. Look, okay. So Chelsea and Ethan went up against Tavion and Tyra May. If I'm being honest, Tyra May is not a bad wrestler, but they booed the shit out of the US. They booed the hell out of us.
Unprincipled as they should.
They booed. They were in the US and they booed the shit out of us. And I'm just like, well, whatever. But Tavion don't deserve that kind of hate, if I'm being honest. Chelsea is immensely over, and Chelsea is at the pinnacle, which lends more credence into why I believe she should be the one to take that title off of Tiffany Stratton. Nobody want to listen to me. Chelsea.
The way it would work is that to make sure like people won't get upset about it, Chelsea would have to win clean, and she could do something like a dumb luck thing.
Honestly, I don't want her to win clean. I don't want her to win clean because Tiffany deserves that. She deserves to lose that belt shitty.
Yes, she won it shitty.
Not shitty on Chelsea, because I would never insult you, Chelsea. Butterfly. Anyways, I was about to say Trey's not here, but I'll explain that lore. I don't know. Maybe I won't. But one day I might explain that. It would literally encompass how awful Tiffany's run is. That she loses. Could you imagine her losing in like some weird roll up, or I literally can't think. That's the worst I can think of off the top of my head. Alexis can probably come up with something a little bit better. But I want her to lose it bad. I want her to be embarrassed. That's how I want her to lose that belt.
Put it in like a way where it's like, where it's like a surprise roll up or a quick pin or something like
something, and it's like, and it's to the point where you look at her like, bitch, you should have kicked out of that, because that's crazy. Like something like that.
I want Nia to have Tiffany have Nia lure Tiffany into this it's like, hey, don't worry, we buried the hatchet. I got you, girl. And then you think, you see her like taking out Piper and Alex, and or not Alex, excuse me. But you start takes out the Secret Harvest, and you think that Nia's gonna get involved with the match, and Tiffany's like, come on. Chelsea hits the Unprettier on her, pins her, and for added leverage, Nia grabs Tiffany's boot and holds her. And the whole time she's just like burning holes. She don't care about Chelsea. She just wants to get her revenge on Tiffany.
That's not bad. That actually is not.
That's actually pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, like bad. I want her to lose like that. You not this boring ass fucking run. You are. I think she's the only person left from Mania.
Yep.
Yeah. Because who are the tag? Yeah, the tag team titles are different.
Titles were
Dom. Her and Dom are the only ones.
Champ. Yeah, Dom is still champ. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
she's had that shit long enough.
Yes.
My God, get it off of her.
Dropped it at SummerSlam, if we being fair.
Yeah.
She could have dropped it months ago.
Yeah. Well, that's NXT Heatwave, and that was Forbidden Door. If you guys didn't watch the shows, you can always go back and watch the recaps of both of them. I'm sure they're available up on Amazon Prime if you pay for it through Prime for AEW. And you can go over to Peacock and watch it for NXT. And NXT's PLEs from here on out will be exclusive to Peacock, along with WWE's entire catalog and library. So all new documentaries, Saturday Night Main Event, all of that will be on Peacock exclusively. All right, let's get into some wrestling mess. Okay. This past Monday, yesterday, Becky Lynch was in Birmingham and she decided that she wanted to cut a heat drawing promo, and she brought up Ozzy Osbourne and his death. Essentially, what she said is the man died to get away from Birmingham.
Which doesn't even make sense because he's buried in Birmingham. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm okay.
Didn't sit too well with his daughter, Kelly. Kelly came out and basically, went at Becky. A lot of people didn't like it. Other people did. But I am going to pull it up so you guys can see or hear exactly what she said. So give me 1 second because I have to find it. Because I thought I saved it.
It doesn't what she said, because what she did and how she said it was bloody stupid, if you ask me.
Becky, I'm talking about what Kelly Osbourne said.
Did Kelly ever take it down and actually tag that girl?
I don't think so. I think she left it up.
She's the greatest.
Kelly Osbourne's response was at Becky Lynch.fan11. You are a disrespectful dirtbag. Birmingham would not piss on you if you were on fire. Hashtag Birmingham forever. And shame on the WWE for allowing such things to be said about my father and his home. It was the fact that she tagged the fan page that low-key made it wild as hell. Listen, I'm not mad that she had her say about her father. She is entitled to feel how she feels. Her father has not been dead that long for you to cut a promo on him in his hometown. I understand Becky likes to draw heat, and that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is the tact. You've got to have some tact. This girl's dad was literally just buried. I would say about a month ago. That's very, very raw. It's very fresh. I can understand if it was a year ago, then I could be like, girl, I can't tell you how to feel about your daddy because that's your daddy. You know what I'm saying? But we've heard WWE superstars say far worse about better people. But this girl's father just died. It was just a little bit too soon for all of that.
His body's still low-key a little bit warm.
It ain't even cold.
That's a little much, Becky.
And I was and the thing about it is she already drew enough heat. She called them colonizers, which she's not wrong. Y'all got that over the colonizer line, and I'm like,
yeah.
She's not wrong, bro. She's very on point with that. But she was out of line for talking about her father. Her father is dead. Have some respect for the dead. You need to have some decorum. That's all I'm saying.
Have some decorum, bitch.
That's it. That's all I'm saying.
This is a whorehouse.
Here's all I'm going to say about it. First off, she better be glad it was Sharon who came after her. First off, because
that poor lady. I feel so bad for her.
I feel so bad for her because she, and then y'all don't know, I'm a big Ozzy fan. It's wild, a generational thing. Me, my mom and my dad, my brother and me all grew up listening to Ozzy Osbourne. And it's crazy when you think about that shit. And, I've seen people say some shit about Ozzy. And Ozzy's the first person to tell you he's not a good person. But, he did what he had to do and, make amends with. I don't like the fact that it's such low-hanging fruit for her to do that. And it's like Tiff said, it's only been a month and a week since Ozzy passed. And that's the best you could think of. Ozzy's from Birmingham. From what I have been told, Birmingham is the south of England. You could have made so many jokes, but like, and she's like, oh, he left here to. He wanted to come home. That was the whole point of the final show. He wanted to come home and have his. Sorry, I'm trying not to sound like a mark and a heavy metal fan at the same time, but the reason he wanted to go back to Birmingham was because he knew his time was coming up and it was scary and he knew it. And to like still go out there and give the performance that he did, knowing the Grim Reaper's literally standing right next to him, that's fucking hardcore to me. Excuse me, don't repeat that word, kiddo. And, you know, that's why he wanted to go back there, because he always told Sharon, I want to be buried back in Birmingham. And it's just like, there's so much other crap you could have said. You could have compared it to the South and the U.S. That would have gave you major heat, apparently. Like, right. See, even my 10-year-old even knows that. But, like, I don't like it, and I don't like the fact that I get it. She probably made the tweet or whatever in like a moment, because you know when you're upset and you have them Twitter fingers and you like do shit. That's a fan page she tagged. That wasn't even Becky's real account.
Yeah, but the fan page is probably getting the hate, and they didn't do anything wrong. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
If y'all aren't into the metal scene, let me explain something real quick. Punk rock, alternative, heavy metal. You think wrestling fans are bad? No, they are like 20 times worse than what I've seen wrestling fans like. And that girl or whoever's running that page is probably getting the most horrendous stuff sent to her. And if y'all had two brain cells to rub together, you would realize it's a freaking fan page and not actually Becky Lynch. Now, see, if I was going up against Becky, I'd be like, oh, since you want to mention Ozzy, tell me 5 songs that you know that your husband didn't tell you about. Name 5 people who actually like him. A lot of people like him, kiddo. I'd be like, okay, tell me 5 Ozzy Osbourne songs that you didn't hear from Seth.
That's crazy.
I do it. I'd be like, oh, okay. Are you just trying to be the only girl in the pub again, Becky? Like, what's this all about? Like, you know, oh, I'm so cool. I don't listen to heavy metal. Okay. Do you want a fucking cookie? Like, what do you want? I just think it was, I don't like it. I didn't like it. And, you know, and I don't like the fact that this fan page is probably getting so much hate. And I hope they're okay. And if anyone hears this, leave that fan page alone. If you're going after Becky Lynch, type in Becky Lynch. It pulls up her actual account. But I just feel bad for like I said in the beginning, she better be glad it was Kelly and not Sharon, because Sharon would have ripped her a new butthole in a half. Because, like, I hold my opinion on Osbourne. She loved that man. She took care of that man. And as weird as they were, that was a love story in heavy metal, man. And she loved. One thing you learn, you don't piss off Sharon Osbourne when it comes to her husband. You don't. you don't.
Well, but it seems that the WWE universe, or just fans in general, are split. Some people didn't really care for the promo, and this shit made it to the Shade Room. Would it take a lot for the Shade Room or Neighborhood Talk to talk about anything when it comes to WWE? And it's usually very black when they talk about it. It's usually somebody like Bianca, Jade Cargill, or even Naomi. I think when her pregnancy announcement was announced, they did do something on one of the pages for her. So for that shit to make it to the Shade Room is fucking crazy. Okay? But there's nothing
That's
else.
how you know it's bad.
Yes, like there's nothing else to say other than, Becky, listen, I understand you're healing, you doing your thing, but there are just some things that you just have to pull back on. You had already
you don't know that girl.
Right. And you had already did enough damage. You were already drawing enough heat. So there was no need to go that far. Like, that was doing too much. And you have a tendency to do too much. But that's another topic for another day.
I'll be calling her government. Like, name 5 Ozzy songs that Seth didn't tell you about, Rebecca.
Not Rebecca.
I didn't mean it. Look,
I would have said some nefarious things to Becky.
But, you know,
I would have said some shit so messed up. that bus ride back to LA where they live at would have been silent.
I'll tell you this though, first, and I say this in my life, for a split second, Nikki Bella had me rooting for her for a hot second, because she's like, bird, and I was like, oh, and then she smell dropped, and I'm like, is she gonna call her a cunt?
She should have. She should have. I'm like, it's right there. Like, just let Netflix cut it out.
I mean, and like people are like, well, you know, there's kids in the audience. I'm like, it's London. You can turn on a TV and they are saying cunt without being censored. Like,
Colin set the pussy.
The whole
30 minutes later.
No, dead ass.
The whole stadium.
The whole stadium. She's not lying. That's facts. So I don't know, like all you had to do was just say it. Like if you had to pay for it later, so be it. I would have said it.
A checkbook, take what you need, because I'm about to hurt somebody's feelings.
You got enough money, Nikki.
That's facts.
You could pay that fine. I would have paid that fine. They would have had me pay a fine, and they would have had me apologize to Becky and Seth once I got back there.
That's crazy.
They would have had me apologizing to both of them, and I would have done it with a smile on my face. You ain't about to
shit. No, you ain't shit.
No, because she did too much, and I would have been like, "Girl," I said, "You could have used that with a lot of them girls back there, but not me, because I am your man's favorite wrestler."
That hurt me.
If it's not because, you know, you're actually married and stuff now, but you can go back and check. He said it plenty of times.
Ooh.
But I was like, but you know what? You know what, Rebecca? I would be upset too if I was choice number 4.
Nicole is such a savage. That shit is cold. Me and her would have to fight. Because you was not about to call me number 4.
Yep.
This ain't no code name Kids Next Door, bitch. Who is you calling number 4?
I would have told her that she's number 4.
We're fighting. There's no way. We're fighting.
But I would have been like, you know what? You killed it. You actually got a ring now.
The hell
I'm
no,
like, I can't lie to you, bitch.
We definitely fighting.
You won.
Because now you're trying to patronize me. I had to swung on your ass.
To be honest about something, like, because I know they tried that shit with Bailey, but if they did that with Nikki and Becky, I would kind of believe a little bit more toward Nikki. But we're just gonna leave that. I can't believe I was fucking saying it's about Nikki Bella in 2025. Time is weird, y'all.
That's crazy as fuck. I don't give a fuck about it.
Because that is such low-hanging fruit to the point where he's married currently. She's been married and divorced after him. Like, they don't give a damn.
I mean, to be
like,
fair,
y'all
she
think
hit low
Nikki
first.
Bella looking the way Nikki Bella looks, regardless of any baggage, damn, there's still plenty of men chasing after Kim Kardashian. And you know how ran through that girl is?
Oh, shit.
And it's not even allegedly, just in case. But she knows she is. Anyways, allegedly. And there's still men all over Hollywood and whatever still chasing after her. Bye. That's why I think that is such low-hanging fruit. Like, if Nikki really wanted to, and she said that she wants to be single, she needs, like, some peace of mind for a while.
I agree.
You think that Nikki Bella couldn't go up to no party or some event and get a high-profile man if she wanted to?
Listen, Nikki Bella is not my type of girl, because I kind of tend toward the Shayna Rhea Ripley girls. But if Nikki Bella came up to me and she goes, "You want to go out?" Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, sure. Cool.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Like, Nikki is beautiful.
It's fucking gorgeous. And I'm like,
she has a good body. And I'm not reducing a woman to that. I'm just on a surface level.
She's smart.
She's funny enough. She's smart. She got her own damn money, so you don't gotta worry about her being a gold digger. Bye.
Right? I mean,
She be married to some baseball player yesterday.
You know what I think is really cute in this little side item? The new like Hollywood couple. Like I love Pam Anderson right now. Like being a true '90s kid and seeing like Pam Anderson be happy and living her best life. She looks amazing, by the way. So like props to. I think she looks great. She got with Liam Neeson when they were doing that new Naked Gun movie. And he hasn't been with anybody since his wife died. So that's been like 15 years, something like that. Like it was
Wait a minute, he's dating Pam Anderson?
Mm-hmm.
So
it's real cute. It's really cute.
I did not know that. He hasn't been with anybody since his wife. His wife died so tragically.
I know that's so upsetting.
I felt so bad for him.
So cute when you see him on interviews, and like I was watching this clip on MTV on Instagram. They were interviewing him, and they're like, "Well, what's the best thing that's like ever came out of this movie?" And he looks at Pam, and he goes, "Meeting her." And I was like, "Oh." And it's so happy seeing Pam Anderson age like fine wine, and Tommy Lee looks like gutter trash. So you know who won at the very end? Like she's got a man, adores her. She's getting a second chance at her career. People are taking her serious now. And she's doing this thing where it's like a $15 jar of like pickles that she's grown in her garden, really fancy looking ones. But she like all the money she's making from it, she's donating it to domestic violence charity. So like, let me go.
And she's top 2-3 baddie blonde white woman of all time, like
that's
dead
facts. That's facts.
Like she might be one, low-key.
Yeah, no surgery on the face, just pure face card. Never declined. That's just keeping it real.
Body was always bodying. She served hair. She gave great hairography.
The 90s Pam Anderson hair, oh my.
Pop. Oh, it was. Oh, the bangs. So good. She has such good hair. She always had good outfits. Like, I watched like her shows like VIP.
Yes.
Like, I used to love that show. I used to
love
Barbarella.
Yeah.
Because she would serve outfits too.
The outfits used to kill on VIP.
She used to fight in these big ass
and them heel
big
boots,
ass platform shoes and boots and like these little cute minis. Oh my gosh.
Man, I haven't seen VIP in forever. I wish they would let us stream the old shows.
But like if the kids who are listening are the kids who were not alive in the 90s, if you want to talk about baddies, the way it went, it was Pam Anderson, Heather Locklear, and Claudia
and Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
Berry was one of them. Yeah, she was.
One of
oh my God. Are you talking about foaming at the fucking mouth?
And I'm not trying to be mean, but Halle Berry was an average looking woman. She's
foaming
very average.
At the mouth on when you talk about that, there's someone else like her. Pam, like people would drink their bath water. That is the first like time in my like consciousness that I realized some people would really drink their dirty bath water.
Yes, they would.
Like
who is it? There's somebody with brown hair that I'm forgetting.
Brown hair.
Topanga.
Oh,
Topanga. Oh yeah, everybody loved Topanga.
She is really beautiful. I did look at her again recently, and because also she looks like I don't want to say normal. Like she just looks like someone that you met in college or in high school or something, and they're just strikingly beautiful.
I think with Topanga, it's a lot of her personality that really makes her pretty. Like she just has a really cool personality, and then on top of that, of course, face card doesn't decline.
Yeah. And I bet you don't even, I mean, she knows what she don't know at the same, she knows, but she don't like to do too much with it. And she has like a 5.0.
Yeah.
Like volunteers.
Funny. She's super funny.
Had the same boyfriend for like 6 years. He's so in love with her, already has a ring picked out for her.
And he's like, and she's not aged. So like, look what happens when you stay in your lane and you don't try to get involved with any other people's business besides yourself. So, you know, but I think with like, and then we'll get back to it. But I think the thing with Halle Berry, and I remember this with my brother, what was that movie? Swordfish with her and John Travolta.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's,
Was it,
that and that. that Bond movie
She was a
because
Bond girl.
that bikini. Oh my god, that bikini scene there people lost their minds.
I love that
I'm
bikini
telling you,
she had
people
on
lost
though.
their minds. People lost their minds about
That
that
was one of my
bikini.
favorite bikinis that she had that they gave a
Lost
Bond girl.
their fucking marbles.
I was like, that is really cute.
Funny story about my brother. Him and his one friend, who I had a big crush on because he was fucking gorgeous to me. But like, they were over at my house and they were watching that Bond movie she was in. And when they were like, talking shit about it the whole time, blah, blah, blah. Man, as soon as Halle Berry came out of that water, silence. Like, they were locked in on the screen. My brother's jaw dropped. I was like, oh, okay. It's just funny to see him because my brother's weird when it came to women. Like, he had a thing for Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2, but I think most guys did when that movie came out. But yeah, just, I'm just happy for Pam. She's happy. She's thriving. And again, Tommy Lee looks like water found in the gutter. So again, we won.
Yeah, and this is just a reminder, Becky. Like I said, low hanging fruit because Nikki's a baddie and she can get a lot of people's man if she really wanted to. But I won't go there.
Because believe
if she really wanted to, she could. Except the only one is Cody because he's obsessed with Brandy. Like, it's to
As
the
he
point
fucking
where I hate
should.
to say it like this,
Man,
he would have to go before her because he mentally would not be able to fucking handle it.
Well, that's
Like, I'm being
probably
dead
true.
ass, I think.
No, that's true.
He has to go he would mentally fucking break down and he'd probably be gone 2 days later.
Well, if we're being honest, that is his last connection to his father because his dad picked her out for him.
like, Cody is the definition of male wife. Like, that's what his.
Actually, there's a few people who I'll rope in as AJ.
Oh,
yeah, he loved me.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Drew.
Samoa
he
Joe.
Actually really liked that lady. Drew really liked that lady.
Samoa Joe loves his wife too.
It's funny.
No, I'm just keeping this to WWE guys. So I don't lose my marbles too much. Obviously Jimmy,
and
but
Sammy.
also she's friends with Trin, so
yeah,
that's will probably gross her out. And Roman because he keep getting that lady pregnant.
And Sammy loves his wife to death.
And Sammy. Oh shit, I forgot about Sammy and Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny. But Johnny don't really got nothing for her, so.
Understand is like a lot of these women, especially Kevin Owens' wife, and I think she's like one of my.
She's so hot. That's crazy to me.
Randy's wife. You forgot about Randy's wife. She's your favorite.
Shit. Oh my god, Kim. You know I love you. How'd I forget?
We need to get up. Everybody can be Kim Orton. Like, we need to make.
I love Kim Orton.
But like, and you guys, like, all these girls, like, I see all these ring rats, like, every once in a while, like, trying to be like, oh, I can steal them. You guys understand, half these guys that we just mentioned, when they got with their wives, they had nothing. Like, they were still grinding in the indies. Like, look at Rey Mysterio. Angie gave up a whole fucking career just because she knew he could do it.
And Rey was broke.
Yeah, but I'll say when it comes to Drew, yeah. Sammy, yeah. Kevin, yeah. But Randy
only
was
one,
Kim
yes,
is his
Randy
second wife.
and Cody. Those are the only ones. They were always sort of a little okay.
Yeah.
Might have not been that good, but they were okay at least.
They was out there hoeing before.
They was a little bit okay before.
They was out there.
The guys, like, I mean, if we're even gonna say it, like the Young Bucks wives, and like a lot of the guys who are big now, when their wives got with them, they got nothing. But look at
I didn't know they were married. I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like Ramus.
Yeah, and they were DIYing shit for them, doing their merch like out their house.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Nick Jackson was doing an interview, and he's like, "Yeah, they were dating at the time. I got to find this interview. It was actually really cute." And he was just like, "Yeah, we had these like pants on. My wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, took one look at him. She's like, no, you're not going out and embarrassing me like this. Get that here." And she like, did something to him, so. Yeah.
One of them is one of the reasons why they have those things on their pants.
Yeah, I think that was the interview where she was the one who did the fringe like on the side of their pants.
Yeah.
And she did that in like 30 minutes or less. And she's like, here, go. Because he was
And
like,
that is, I mean, that still is. That was such their signature. I knew that was my first sort of like thought or memory about them was those pants. Cause I was like, that is crazy. I was like, that fringe is fucking crazy. That was like one of the first thoughts I've ever had about them when I first when I seen them for one of the first times.
nobody was doing that gear wise. So I will give that to the Young Bucks because now everybody does fucking fringe or like something on their like entrance gear or something like that. But like, yeah.
Well,
So shout out to the wrestling wives. Y'all know who you are and you've been holding it down since day one. So we appreciate y'all. Especially you, Mama Mysterio, because now you get the Louis Vuitton. Believe it in your man.
that lady don't never wear
You
nothing
know, and
normal.
regardless of what kind of shit Don be talking,
He be decked out.
I know he be getting her Birkin. He's disrespectful about it though.
He is.
He throws it in her face and he's like, here, happy birthday, bum ass mom. And it's like some
What?
fucking and she probably be reeling back to smack him, and then it's like some limited edition, like only 10 made in the world fucking crocodile Birkin.
He got it in the color that she didn't want.
He got it surprisingly in a color that she wanted.
But he just being a dick about it.
But he's being mean about it.
I think the key.
And then she'd be like, thank you. And he was like, I know.
Ugh.
And then he kind of smiles a little bit and then he goes off. I'm telling you, that's what he's doing.
But
I just thought
and he's doing the same thing for her sister, but he's actually cussing her out.
yeah.
I think that you think that I just thought about this when you're saying about Dom is now that Dom's wife, she's gonna he's gonna be doing that to her. She's very low key. She doesn't really show up a whole lot on social media or anything. But I'm like, girl, you could get like anything, like Birkins, Louis Vuitton, fucking freshwater pearl, straight out of the clan. But just saying to the wrestling wives who don't cause shit, y'all are good ones.
He's obsessed with that lady too.
Yes, they're all men. They're all male wives. We all love you for it. Oh, who's another?
Talking about he asked her out like 3 or 4 times.
Right. Oh,
I said, what?
Yeah.
I said, ain't no way.
I hate to call him this on his name, but Jinder Mahal, he just recently got married. He's been with that lady forever.
And Sheamus really loved his wife. And we forgot about Gunther.
Oh, he do not play about that lady. Talk about getting somebody some Birkins.
Okay.
Babies are getting custom-made onesies, custom-made clothes, whatever they want. Like, I could see Gunther being the dad. Do they have a son or a daughter?
It's a European, it's like a rich, and I really like clocked it once I started getting into F1. It's something about them rich European dudes. Like, especially like, and they get a partner like they're like, and obviously that's something like, some people like, some professional athletes or something, they do like, here, especially when they act like they're trying to prove a point, but it's just the way that it's done over there.
I think
Like, it's just like very subtle. Like, she just like, you like go see like somebody's girlfriend and be like, oh my God, that's such like a beautiful dress. Where'd you get it? And you'd be like, oh, my man, he saw it while he was like out with his mom doing some shopping and thought I would look good in it, so he just got it. And you're just like, what?
well, again, a lot.
And then they're like, and it's in her size and it fits her perfect. And then she's somewhere and they're like, oh my God, where'd you get that Birkin? Oh, well, my man got it for me because he thought it would look really good with my skin tone. And this is like, and he was also saying that he's going to claim it as our 6-month anniversary living together. Like some shit like that. Like, that's how they rich over there. Like,
I think about even with the wives and the girlfriends, like whether, any kind of athlete, is that they know they're about to get into a high profile relationship. Like, even if it's just wrestling, if it's a high profile wrestler like Roman, it's going to be insane. They know they're not always going to be home. They're going to be gone for 3-4 months straight, come home for about 2 weeks, and they're back on the road again. So, yeah, they gotta, I'm not saying they're bribing them, but it's like, I think it's just because they're a little bit more thoughtful. Again, especially where it's like anything, because you hear people are like, look, my woman's been with me since the beginning when I had nothing. I mean, Roman's wife stayed with when he got his first cancer diagnosis, and he was like, no, I was telling her to break up with me. And she's like, no, I'm with you for the long run, whether you like it or not. And I was like, damn,
Roman, get off of that lady.
He's not making. He said
I
he
know
done.
she is tired. Oh my God.
Big-headed Simone.
He said he done, and that they
I don't
getting
believe
kids
him.
out.
I do not believe that man. I think that is crazy.
JoJo can't wait to go to college because then she don't have to be putting up all these damn kids running around.
And she's the only girl. Oh my God, I'd be so upset.
So, to move out of the good stuff, we have to talk about the bad stuff. Now, there's a report that's been going around about Psycho Stu versus Raja Rampage at this Knox Pro Wrestling event that happened in Los Angeles. On August 23rd, there were two scheduled for a routine segment. Now, what was scripted didn't happen. It spiraled out of control when Raja took down Psycho Stu and delivered more than 20 unanswered punches to his head while Stu was already laying motionless. The scene was broadcast live on Kick, leaving fans horrified as wrestlers and staff had to physically pull Raja away to prevent further damage. Now, according, what was that?
Like, it's like a whole build up to it, but go ahead. I mean, step over you.
What led to this was that allegedly earlier in the day, Psycho Stu hit Raja with a canned drink as a part of a spot. It was meant to be staged, but it may have sparked a real fight between the two. Now, wrestlers close to the situation claim Raja's attack looked premeditated, and some even pointed to AJ Mana as someone who pushed Raja up to it to basically get revenge for throwing the can. Either way, Knox Pro Wrestling has decided to condemn the act, and they take it as it's completely unacceptable, and they say nothing like this has ever happened in their 14-year history. Now,
so there's a little bit more onto that because I have done some digging over. Everybody is talking about it. And I want to give a shout out to one of my favorite YouTubers, Smokey MCC, because he did a full video about it. And his video and the other ones that I've watched about this all say the same. So Raja, and this adds to it, Raja is a IRL streamer, in real life streamer. If y'all don't know what that means, it means these people basically go live all day, every day, and people can donate to them. And you hear some of them are actually having problems. There's one of them, I think his name's Johnny Somalia or something like that. He's currently facing time in a South Korean prison for going over to South Korea and basically being a little dipshit. That's the best way to say it. So they go to the show, and I guess from what people have gathered, they didn't tell the guys that he was coming. So the guys see this kid, and, his kid and his dad coming to where they're all, and they see a camera crew following them. So, when you're a wrestler and you see a camera, what's the first thing you do? You go and stuff, right? Everyone thought Raja was a wrestler. No one told them any differently. Apparently, there was an altercation between him and Psycho Stu. Stu thought he was playing his part, hit him with a prop beer can, which made Raja upset, and they got into it. But see, here's the thing also. There's video online of them talking it out and apologizing, and they're like, we didn't know, we're sorry, blah, 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 and everything seemed. So that was leading up to it. And then there was another video of a wrestler like, oh, you need to go get your lick back from him, which I sent in the group chat. So there's actual video of this. And what happened was, the more that he was sitting, the people in his comments were basically saying, oh, you know, you're a pussy, you're a bitch, you let this guy do that to you, blah, blah, blah. That's when he ran in, did what he did. And then the whole time, and then his dad's out to eat with another streamer. He sees this happening on his kid's stream. Raja dropped this guy on his head. You can see it. I want to know why the ref just fucking stood there and looked like a dumb fuck letting him do this. So before he even starts punching him, the dude's out cold. And then Raja's running downtown in a shirt covered with the other guy's blood, yelling and screaming, ain't no one gonna disrespect me. I ain't no fucking bitch. I ain't no pussy, blah, 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 blah. And everyone's just like, what the
Okay. Now, according to like several reports, they say that Stu, his real name is Stuart Smith. He's a U.S. Army veteran, and he was using wrestling as a form of recovery from PTSD. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition with facial fractures, knocked out teeth, and it was initially unconscious. Thankfully, according to his brother, he has confirmed that he is awake, he's stable, and he's recovering. Though his road to healing is far from over, it does look good that he is awake and he's cognitive and he is starting to recover. Now, the reactions are very mixed. If you didn't get to see all of the things Alexis saw, most people are going off of what they're reading. If they watched the stream, what they saw, and what is being said about it through other wrestlers. So Quentin Rampage Jackson is Raja Jackson's father. If you don't know who Quentin Rampage Jackson is, he is a former UFC fighter in his own right. He quickly addressed the incident by condemning his son. He apologized to Stu and his family. He revealed that his son suffered a concussion some days earlier and it was not in a proper condition to wrestle. He said that the MMA and wrestling worlds have been divided. It says that the MMA worlds and the wrestling worlds have been divided. UFC veteran Matt Brown called the attack a felony for sure and says that Raja deserves prison time, while Sean Strickland argues that prison isn't the answer and suggested rehabilitation because that is what he got when he went off the deep end and did something he shouldn't have done. Now, in our world, in the wrestling world, a lot of the wrestlers have condemned this behavior. Chris Jericho donated like $2,500 to the GoFundMe for Stu. From what I know now, they've raised well over $60,000 for him. Mr. Beast donated money. There was another streamer who donated money to this fund. Mr. Beast decided to pay for his health care, as well as another streamer also decided to, help pay for his health care. And Mark Henry is catching a lot of backlash and a lot of heat because he blames Psycho Stu. He says that, you didn't do your due diligence to make sure everything was done correctly. This is on you. He literally said, this is on you. And everybody's going at Mark Henry because of this. Now, from a legal standpoint, from a criminal standpoint, the LAPD has opened an investigation into the incident, and it could be possibly considered felony assault. But as of right now, no charges have been filed against Raja Jackson. The influencer who donated money, her name was Sophie Rain. I couldn't remember her name, but she did donate money to help cover his hospital costs. The story is still developing currently as we speak. There have been no more explanations about this situation. Nothing further than what we got with Alexis, but it's very...
And the promotion is apparently not cooperating with the LAPD too.
Yeah,
So they said that they basically told them to not cooperate with them, and WWE has pulled their WWE ID from Knox Pro Wrestling. They are no longer affiliated with WWE.
And the person who's actually one of the bigwigs behind Knox Pro is actually Rikishi. And Nicole is right, because I just looked this up. It's a report 24 hours ago and 2 hours ago, one from TJR Wrestling and another one from R Wrestling, where they are telling staff to not talk to the police.
Well, they're not going to have to not talk to the police for a little bit. It's going to happen. Something's going to happen. They're going to end up raiding that place, and what's his name is going to get arrested. Like, it might not be tomorrow, might not be, well, definitely not today, might not be tomorrow, but it's going to happen. They're going to figure out some shit to stick because they're going to make an example. I'm telling you this right now. They're going to try to make an example. They're fucked.
You know what the shitty thing is, and I'm not trying to bring politics into this, but I have seen, and y'all need to go touch some grass, do some yoga, meditate, go to therapy. So, word on the street is that Psycho Stu is a Trump supporter. And I'm seeing a lot of basement mouth breathing say he somebody. If I'm going to fight a Trump supporter, I'm going to fight him. The guy loses conscience or the girl loses conscience or whoever I'm fighting conscience. I'm not going to sit there and still keep raining down fucking MMA 20 or more punches. It doesn't matter. Let me make that, y'all know I don't like that and about to die tangerine anyway. But like, it doesn't matter. This was disgusting. And I have never seen anything happen, whether it's WWE or TNA or any kind of indie promotion. I've never seen it happen. I mean, the closest we got to it was when Brock did that shit to Randy and busted him open. But we don't know what happened I don't know what happened after Matt.
Excuse me.
But it's the fact that this kid was streaming it. I'm calling him a kid because he did a dumbass. This kid was streaming it. There's proof of what happened. There's proof, yes, there was some type of miscommunication. This was not for it. And this is my problem with IRL streamers, is that these people who will sit there and watch them because they have no life of their own will donate just to get them to do stupid stuff. And a lot of people, what they're saying is that his comment section, and that's why he went in there and did what he did. Now, I understand, I mean, we all understand, if you're a wrestler and another wrestler does something like off the cuff or some shit, yeah, you deserve to get one good free punch and you better. Understandable. You know, you got guys get back there, the testosterone's flowing, you got girls back there, the estrogen's flowing. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being dead ass serious. But it's the fact that you went in there, slammed this man on the mat so hard. I've seen the clip. His head fucking, and then you want to sit there, punch him like that to the point where you have busted out teeth, and then you're running down the street covered with wearing a shirt covered in the man's blood, saying you're being disrespected and no one's going to treat you. What the literal fuck is wrong with you? Concussion or not? What made you think that was even a good idea to even?
It sounds to me like there's a lot of everybody sucks in this situation. Except for Psycho Stu. But even then, there needed to be some more clarity on what Roger Jackson was really there for. Y'all
Yes.
also have to be,
Somebody got to answer.
like, why was he there?
They needed some to answer some fucking questions,
Like,
to be
why
honest.
was he there? What was the purpose? If he was
And
supposed to
telling
be
a fucking someone who doesn't even have breast milk on his breath yet with pro wrestling to get a receipt,
it's
like,
ridiculous.
what are
He
we
should be
doing?
responsible as well. Like AJ Mana, if you're the one who did it, like, what is wrong with you? You put a trained fighter, somebody who could literally kill someone, in a ring with a professional wrestler, and you didn't think that this was going to be bad? You didn't think this was going to cause an issue? irregardless of him being a Trump supporter, that is neither here nor there when we're talking about this. A lot of people like to justify shit, and quite frankly, bullshit is bullshit, and this was bullshit. Okay, this young man may have had a concussion. If that was the case, I'm not justifying your behavior with the concussion. Can the concussion cause you to be irresponsible or be different from what you are? Sure, that's how you want to put it. Yeah, that doesn't mean that you were supposed to behave like a fucking savage, like you don't have no fucking home training. Like, what was the reason? I need to understand why you were there in the first place. And then, if this was supposed to be a spot, then there should have been some conversation as to what you were going to do. And as soon as they saw that this man was knocked out, why was there no immediate response to pull this man out of the ring? Y'all all stood there and watched this man get beat up, watch him. And so everybody's responsible, including those who run the promotion. Rikishi, you got your big ass sitting up on the podcast talking about your sons and everything else under the sun, but you can't control your promotion. And somebody almost died in this ring because you were being irresponsible. That doesn't track for me. Okay, so whatever the hell was happening backstage, all of that bullshit, all of that contributed to this man being assaulted. He was assaulted. The kid obviously was revved up. He was gaslit and pushed to the brink. But it looked like it didn't really take much to do that. It looked like it all it took was use a bitch and he went right in. Okay? Like, this little nigga got something wrong with him. He got a screw loose. So whatever the fuck he did, it's on their heads. And I'm glad that Stu is okay and that he's recovering. I'm glad that people donate the money. And Mark Henry, your ass need to learn how to shut the fuck up. Like, you need a tall glass of shut the fuck up. Especially when you don't know all the facts. You don't know what happened. You weren't there and you didn't experience it. You don't know if this was Stu's fault or not. Now, unless Stu called this man the N-word, unless he called him the N-word to his face, I don't see no reason for this type of behavior. We were not in the UFC ring. There was nothing there to indicate this was the type of fight he needed to have. If he can't do the stunt like it needs to be done, he shouldn't have been there. What are we doing?
Paul, can I ask you?
Yes.
So y'all may not know this, but before we started the podcast and before COVID hit, Nicole was actually going to wrestle. And one of the last things that she was doing was that she was learning to ref. Now, Nicole, when they are teaching you how to do a ref, did they explain to you that you were going to, they taught you how to take bumps, but they also taught or told you that if someone gets in the ring, you're literally the first line of defense along with the wrestler, depending what happened. You have to be the one that steps up and helps get this person who ran into the ring.
Yes, because you're the one who is going to be noticed first and have been talking to the back and has talked to the back. As soon as they're going to immediately look at you to make sure if it's something okay, like this is just something that is just going to be off the cuff, like we sort of like we pre-plan this, like it's all good, it's just like it's a surprise, and then no, something's wrong, somebody needs to come down here. That should have been his first, that should have been the first fucking thing he did. And then he wasn't even helping, he was barely helping break it up. Like, I understand, like, you're not like, he's an MMA fighter, he has hands, I perfectly like understand that, but it had to take like 3 other wrestlers from the back. Like, come on now.
Because that's my thing. Like, I understand he's an MMA fighter, but you have fans who jump to that ring. You don't know if they have something on them. Like the situation with Seth Rollins a couple years ago when refs didn't hesitate. They ran out there. I mean, like, the guys in the back in the suits, they didn't, you didn't know if, like, they had a knife or that just irritated me, because me and Rico were talking about that last night, and I'm like, why did the ref just stand there? Like, he could have done, like, try to pull him off, or at least, punched him. Because at that point, if he hit the ref, that was just going to add more fuel to the fire. Like, I don't know. I don't like any of this situation.
And why are y'all telling them not to talk to the police? Like,
you know how crazy. It's just beans for brains, everybody over there.
Like, I'm not saying trust the police. I'm not saying that, but at some point, like, look, I know, especially with my people, we don't have the best track record when it comes to the cops, okay? But even in the bad apples, there are some good cops, okay? And legitimately, that man deserves justice for what happened to him. So why are you participating in not giving him what he rightfully deserves? Y'all are actively not working with the cops. You should have volunteered to work with the cops to ensure, number one, that the school's name is cleared. Hello? Your promotion gets cleared so y'all don't have this bad juju hanging over your heads. And two, that wrestler gets the justice he deserves. He didn't deserve to be assaulted like that. Now, like I said, if he said some nefarious shit to Raja Jackson, well, we'd be having a different conversation. But from what I've heard, what I found, what I read, none of that happened. This was just regular, degular shit. And y'all didn't make sure this man was in on the joke, essentially. Y'all left him hanging to the wolves. And then you had another wrestler on the sidelines from the peanut gallery talking shit, basically gaslighting this man into doing this shit. Every single one of y'all are responsible. And y'all are lucky that this man did not die.
I think that's the reason why they're telling them not to talk to the cops, because there are clips of a wrestler, I don't know his name, but I sent it to you guys, and it was like he's wearing a black cowboy hat, and he's sitting there saying, like, oh yeah, if one of the guys got you, you need to get your lick back. Like,
yeah, that's who I was talking about. That's the wrestler that told him to get his receipt.
So there's proof online that there was another wrestler telling him this, because they record everything. And just because right now Raja and his dad was taking off Kick, which is, like, if you don't know, Kick is basically the Temu version of Twitch. If you did something to get banned from Twitch, you go there pretty much. Like, it's a wasteland of horrible, horrible people. But
his name is AJ Mana. He goes by Andre Joel Hudson. The man wrote a response on Facebook, which is fucking crazy. But he said, I want to take a moment to address the recent incident at Knox Pro. First and foremost, my thoughts are with Psycho Stu and his family. No one ever wants to see a fellow performer get seriously hurt. He said, there's been a lot of speculation online about my role that night. The truth is, I was in character and speaking in the language of wrestling. Everything I said was a part of the show, and I never intended or encouraged real harm. This was a situation that unfortunately got out of hand due to miscommunication behind the scenes. Wrestling is built on trust, respect, and protecting each other in the ring. That's what I stand for. And anyone who has worked with me knows that. I respect this business, I respect the fans, and I respect the performers who step between those ropes. I hope we can focus on Stu's recovery and making sure something like this never happens again.
not RVD siding with Raja Jackson on this. Like,
something is wrong here. This seems very off. There's a disconnect that we're not finding. There's a missing piece here, because he's saying that he was in character. So either Raja was in on the joke and he decided to go off script, or somebody else got in the mix here, because that does not sound like somebody who was trying to go after and cause no friction. He's saying, I was in character. I was doing what I was supposed to in terms of what was discussed. So Raja knew. So what happened between the time frame of this little incident backstage happening, AJ Mana doing his part to get the engines revving, and then Raja going out there and attacking Stu. What happened? Because there's something missing.
To me, it sounds like, to even start with, that I want to go what we say earlier. Why the hell were they even there? And even if the big wigs, they were coming, like the higher ups knew they were coming, why didn't they tell it that they were going to be there? That we're going to have.
It sounds like they did know. It sounds like they knew. Because why would they do a spot and not know that the spot was coming? It sounds like they knew. They knew, but something happened in between the time that Raja got ready to go out there and do the spot with Stu. Something went wrong. I don't know if he had a run-in with Stu and it didn't go too well, but something happened because everybody's story is starting to align. So you got AJ Mana talking about, we talked about this. We discussed what was supposed to happen. I was doing what I was supposed to do. Then from what you're saying with the streams, you can see what was supposed to happen. A prop can was thrown. Everybody's fighting. This is all on camera. So why would they stream? They're not streaming the backstage stuff where they're setting up for you to see the fight. So there has to be something isn't being told. There's a piece missing. We don't know what happened between time frame Raja knew what he was supposed to do up until he went out there and beat that man senseless. Because nobody just goes and whoops nobody's ass for nothing. Especially when he already knew what he was supposed to do. What happened? What shifted? What changed? Did he say something? Did he do something? Like, what is going on? Because there's no, people's behavior can change on a dime, true enough. Okay. But we're talking about, let's go with the idea that he knew what he was doing when he got there. Because you can't convince me that y'all brought in a man who is literally a walking weapon. He can murder somebody with his bare hands. He is trained to kill. Okay? You cannot convince me that you brought this man here and did not have a plan as to what you wanted to do. You can't convince me of that. You can't convince me that that's how you operate with this business. You just can't convince me of that. There's too many people back there, too many old heads in there that know exactly what they're supposed to do and how it's supposed to be done. So what went off the rails to make him go ape shit like that?
Because even if they got into it, because people with these IRL streamers, they will literally record it and then re-upload it. Like, especially stuff like this, people have been going insane with it. I have not seen one of them getting into another altercation, because you hear him when he's talking to this wrestler where he's like, "Oh man, no, we're cool, we're good, I don't think I want to." He says something like, and I mean, if there was a clip of another altercation, that shit would be all over the place, but there's not.
Well, something's wrong because they're not talking to the police. Why? Why are you hiding behind the anonymity? Why are you doing that? Why aren't you talking to the cops? Something is off.
So either, because here's my conspiracy theory self going at it, there's either something they don't want the cops to know that either went down with this situation or with the promotion. I really hope Rikishi wouldn't be doing anything stupid to fuck up a wrestling promotion. He's worried about his sons and everything else going online instead of that. And for anyone asking, no, Rikishi was not there. He was doing something else that night, so he wasn't even around. There's either something they don't want the cops to see about or that they know that clip, and now they're going to try to ignore the situation the best they can. Because if you're telling, it's just something major. Because if they're telling talent, don't talk. I mean, what else do you have to lose? You already lost credibility for your promotion. You've already lost your WWE ID program thing. You're never getting that back. At this point, what else is there to lose? Just cooperate. Never thought I'd say that when it comes to the fucking cops, but here we are. Hiding something. That's what I think. They are hiding something, and they know if the police get involved, it's gonna be found out. What that
Well, let's say then that if that's the case, what does that mean for Raja? Because if this was not just a clear-cut case of him just losing his shit, then Mark Henry and RVD could be justified in their defense of him.
See, if shit, it should have been handled back there. If there was going to be a problem, it should have been handled backstage where none of this shit would have been seen. The camera should have been off. They should have called his dad because apparently he can't be, and shit should have been handled in the back. And they probably should have told him to leave then.
For somebody who works in the industry, somebody like you, me, Nicole, somebody who understands our world, yeah, you're talking about bringing somebody from a totally different world into this world. And he clearly felt disrespected. Now, let's go devil's advocate. You said the man was walking down the street still pissed off after he had already damn near murdered this man. Something had to happen for him to be that angry and to continue being angry, leaving the venue. Now, I'm not defending it because I feel like as a person, as a human being, you have to have self-control. I don't care how mad you get, you need to have control. And he lost control. What caused him to go that far over the deep end to the point where being outside wasn't enough to get him to calm down? He was that angry and that over the top that he was out there yelling, screaming, walking around with another man's blood on his shirt. Something is not right. That's not right. That don't sound right. There's no way they would have been able to settle that backstage because he was angry. Clearly he was angry. The one thing I wouldn't have done is I wouldn't have done the spot at all. You can see that he's angry. If he was angry out there, damn near pummeling this man, he was visibly upset in the back. So why would you let him go out there like that? Why did you leave him out there? What was the reason? And now you're shutting down everything. Everything is like, okay, don't talk to the cops. What do you think that's going to do? Like, that's not going to do anything but make you look like you're hiding something. Why don't you just fucking tell them what happened? Just tell the cops what happened. Either way, this man assaulted this other man. Whether he was provoked or not, that's up to whoever saw it. But it's clear that this man was assaulted. Anything else is something that has to be proven. That's outside our scope. But this is madness. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. Most of the people are on Psycho Stu's side. Most people are. There are those who side with Raja Jackson, but again, maybe there are some things that they found out that we don't know, but just something just don't sound right. Something isn't right. We got one more thing before we talk about Clash in Paris. Anybody else got anything to say before we move on, or y'all good? Yeah, it is. Because, I mean, WWE immediately, as soon as the news came out,
shut down.
They were like, nope, we're revoking your WWE ID and we don't want to have anything to do with you. Straight pulled them off. Everything is done.
The only good thing, because I hate seeing wrestlers being able to get work, the only good thing that I see out of that is that if they close that company down and they're telling people don't talk to cops, but they don't have them signing NDAs, the people who are back there would.
Yeah, right. I would go snitch right now. Fuck. And then I would go apply for somewhere else. I would go give me another job. Fuck that. Anyways, Vince McMahon turned 80.
Whatever.
They say evil never dies. That's what they say. He turned 80. He had a birthday party. Sheamus was there. Drew McIntyre was there. Miz and Maurice were there. Titus was there. And Jerry the King Lawler was there. I also heard that John Cena was there. And a few others were there.
I wasn't invited, so I don't care.
I mean, a lot of people were upset. And I was just like, well, I'll put it to you this way. When it comes to guys like John Cena, Drew, that's like a father to them. He's like their dad. Trish Stratus says the same thing. Everybody says that he's like a father to us. That's how he treated us. To an extent, I could believe it, especially with the men, with the way Shane McMahon talks about how his father treated him. If you watch the documentary, Shane did everything in his power to gain his father's approval, and McMahon would give that shit like candy away to guys like John Cena and Roman Reigns, and to guys like Triple H, and his own son is right there and wouldn't even give him a look, let alone give him any respect or approval. He had to fight to earn it. So am I surprised? No. No. These people feel that way about him because that's how he treated them. That's their relationship with them. They know nothing about, or they choose to ignore the monster that he was to other people. So do with that what you will. To round this out, we're going to do our predictions for Clash in the Castle. Well, Clash in Paris, sorry. Clash in Paris is Sunday. And we've got 5 matches, I believe, for Clash in Paris. And the ladies are just going to tell us which ones, who's going to win what. We ain't even going to do too much. We're going to make it simple and plain. Let's start off with Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed. Nicole, you go first. Who you got? Alexis? He's going to get his shoes back? That's crazy. I'm going Bronson. You said what?
There's like, how do you pronounce that wreath of flowers that he was wearing when he was?
Oh, they call it the Shulafala. The wreath is the Ulafala, but they call his the Shulafala. Just wild. But who are you picking? I'm gonna go Bronson Reed. I think Bronson Reed is gonna win this one. Let's move into the Donnybrook fight. Sheamus is facing off against Rusev. This is supposed to be a bar fight. It is a Donnybrook fight, so let's start with Alexis. Alexis, who you got?
Can I use my skip card?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use my skip card on this one just because I don't.
Nicole, Sheamus, and Rusev. I don't care. I'm skipping this one. I don't really care about this fight.
I had to answer that, and y'all skipped.
I really don't want this fight on the card. I really don't. And I feel like they could have did so much better than do this. I hate that they had this match on here. I hate it. There's nothing to this match. I feel like they should have put Dom and AJ on this card over these two. They could have had this match on Raw. Anyways. Let's go IC title. Becky Lynch is facing off against Nikki Bella. Nicole? Alexis?
I wish I didn't use my skip card already. Here's what I think's gonna happen, because it always happens in Becky's matches. Nikki's gonna have a good match. Can't believe I'm saying that. But Becky's gonna win some cheap heelish way of doing it, because that's how she seems to win all of her matches.
Fair enough. I think Becky's gonna retain her title. It's fine. All right, Johnny Boy, John Cena versus Logan Paul. Nicole? Alexis?
They let Logan Paul go over on Cena while they're overseas. I'm gonna crash out.
You know John Cena's gonna give him that card because he's...
No, because you know what? If they can't give Cena a send-off match in London and something that he's been pushing for a good portion of his career, to have a WrestleMania match. And they let Logan Paul beat him in Paris. I would be crashing.
So you're going John Cena? I'm gonna stick with John. I think Logan Paul needs to lose anyway. Last match, Fatal 4-Way. CM Punk versus Jey Uso versus Seth versus LA Knight. Cole, you get to pick
Either
one
Seth
winner or you get to
retains.
pick a sleeper. So, yeah. Alexis?
I'm gonna say, but am I only allowed to have
one sleeper?
I'm either gonna go LA Knight to win, or for my sleeper pick,
What? It's a Fatal 4-Way. Sammy's not in it.
Sammy was in there. Why'd you make me sound like an idiot on Beyond?
Babe, I said LA Knight, Seth, Jey Uso, and CM Punk. They're in the match.
Edit that. I could have sworn you said Sammy. Oh my god.
No, babe.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay. Give me a rewind sound. I don't know. LA Knight, and for my sleeper, I'm gonna pick.
I flat out think Seth Rollins is winning it. I don't think nobody else is taking this title from him. At least not until WrestleMania. They're gonna run that shit back with CM Punk and Seth at Mania. For sure. He's gonna
There.
They're building up this vision shit. They're not just going to build it up to tear it down. And if it goes down, it's going to implode from within. And I guarantee you it's going to be because of Braun Breaker. I highly doubt that LA Knight is going to take that title. Although I wouldn't have a problem with that, I don't think that he is going to take it. I think they're going to give CM Punk his moment at WrestleMania next year. And Seth is going to be the one to do it. It's happening. If it doesn't happen at Mania, it's happening at Royal Rumble over in Saudi. It's happening. But I don't think he's going to drop it just yet. If I had to pick a sleeper, I mean, LA Knight would be my sleeper, but I don't think that he's going to win. I really don't. That would be one of the biggest swerves of the century, honestly, because everybody thinks Seth Rollins is going to win. Like, all the odds are in his favor. At least that's what they think. So we don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. That is the end of the show. The only thing that we have left to tell you is that next month we are going to be bombarded with PLEs, TV specials, and pay-per-views. Okay? First things first. All Out is in Toronto. It is on Saturday, September 20th. Talk about counter programming, because on the 20th of September is also WrestlePalooza in Indianapolis. This is all happening on the same day at the same time. Their pay-per-view starts at 8, AEW's, and WWE's starts at 7. Not only do we have WrestlePalooza and All Out, okay, but we also have NXT No Mercy on the 27th of September. And then we have NXT's Homecoming on the 16th of September. This is happening in the same week as All Out and WrestlePalooza. And then after that, we have in October, we have Halloween Havoc. Bound for Glory is on the 12th of October. And then we have WWE TakeOver Perth and Crown Jewel. That is all going to be on Friday Night SmackDown, Monday Night Raw, and Saturday will be Crown Jewel. And then AEW doesn't have another PLE, I believe, until Full Gear, which is in November. And then WWE's pay-per-view, the big one, is going to be Survivor Series in San Diego on the 29th of November. That is going to be for the next couple of months leading up to John Cena's last event. He's just getting ready to finish up his last appearance on Friday. I believe he will be, they'll be overseas somewhere Friday. He's supposed to appear there, and that's supposed to be one of his last dates overseas. John Cena's last match will be on Saturday Night Main Event, the day after my birthday, on Saturday, December 13th. Nobody knows who his last match will be, but it looks like they're gearing up to have him wrestle Brock Lesnar somewhere in between that time. Now, just for clarification before we get out of here, I will not be covering anything that Brock Lesnar is doing in WWE. And as far as I know, the girls over here won't be covering anything he does over here as well. If his name is on the card of one of these PLEs, which more than likely it will be, we won't be covering that match because that's just something that I personally don't give a damn about. But if y'all want to hear about it, there are plenty of other podcasts you can listen to. There's Kings of the Ring. There is Marks with Mikes. There are plenty of podcasts that will cover that show from start to finish with no problem. But you're not going to get that from us when it comes to Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry. With all that being said, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.